Greetings everyone, Agion here, another company heroes to replay. Spawn on the south side as the blue OKW of DaPopeCOH. Spawn on the south northern side as UKF. We have sidwinder1911. 1911, of course, probably a reference to the M1911, but that is a US pistol. Did the Brits use the M1911 in Port any? Not exactly sure. Either we do got a infantry section opener, not going for Vickers just yet. He could always go for Royal Engineers Will, but that's unlikely seeing this wide open map. He could go Universal Carrier into Royal Engineers as well. And on the south side, we do have a dual Volks opener. No Kupelwagen just yet. We do in fact have Jaeger Light Infantry being selected. The Overwatch Doctrine entirely has been selected. Jaeger Light Infantry are probably pretty good on this map. Nice wide open areas, perfect for a marksman or a light infantry squad. We got third infantry section, so we're just going straight for infantry sections. No MGs, relatively fair fight both sides. Let's see, what doctrines could he go for? Go for Royal Artillery, possible. There's a lot of water in the center of the map, so good areas to protect a sexton. Tactical Support Regiment. Can be quite good. He hasn't got any intersection Royal Engineers yet, so field recovery operations will be no hesitation to bring those in rather than just regular Royal Engineers. Or Commando Regiment. I can see Commando Regiment as well, but not as much. Air Supremacy is great against OKW's HQs. Commandos, it's a bit of a wide open map, and I'm not a huge fan of the Brens on the Commandos themselves, because you can't really use them as just a weapon team. You have to use them so as a CQB squad. Two intersections are here. Volks Grenadier behind the heavy cover, so this squad will be able to resist quite a bit of punishment. I don't think he has grenade researcher, yeah. For some reason I thought he was going to go for a grenade, but he's just going over to this light cover. He's actually now, since this squad is actually being focused, he takes the time to push this squad all the way forward, and he was actually not hitting the squad. So when he pushed forward the squad, he's able to get the point blank and receive no damage return. Bit of an oversight right there. More heavy cover over here, and it sounds like another and the Universal Carrier has been deployed on out. We could still see tactical support for field recovery. You probably see that sooner rather than later, or we can go for Royal Engineers here. We do have the platoon command post now completely built, in which we may see a sniper or officer. Unlikely to see the officer. Sniper's likely. Medics most likely as well. He is getting some nice good flank hits at point blank range, and the intersection will be engaging at long range. Oh, on the right side of the map, we do got this engagement, and looks like there's a bit of a hop around. I don't see any corpses here a whole lot, so I think the Volks Grenadier right there has managed to sustain minimal damages. I think that's actually this squad in here. There's only one window on that side. It's not a good window, good building, but he was using this as heavy cover, and there's quite a bit of windows engaging there, so it was actually a good engagement angle. HQ here. I'm guessing Battle Group HQ for healing. He could go for Mechanized HQ. Both possibilities. Mechanized HQ still popular. Universal Carrier has been built and upgraded as well. We do see the Battle Group HQ coming on down. Do we see Royal Engineers in the queue? No, we do not. So you still could go for Tactical Support Regiment in order to bring out these Royal Recovery Engineers. Sandbags, you can see that they're built by two different players due to the fact they have different colors. And these two intersections are moving on forward. They could use a medic. We do see a Royal Engineer squad being built now. Oh, on the left side, Panzerschreck does roll a huge miss, and that could have been, I think that would have destroyed it outright. Panzerschreck aims, but doesn't get the shot off. We have this Volksgrenadier getting way overwhelmed. Does throw incendiary grenade and probably will withdraw now. He may still lose that squad. That squad is low. Low. Ooh. Too late of a retreat for me. And that Storm Pioneer, he was sustaining huge amounts of damage as well. First squad of Jaeger Light Infantry are now out on the field. He's upgrading with the medics of the Battle Group HQ now. So he will need to upgrade the mechanized Battle Group support in order to upgrade the G43s for the Jaeger Light Infantry. Not G43s, but the G43. Ooh, another really low health squad. And this squad does manage to draw some fire before that squad gets wiped. Universal Carrier is not going to pitch in some damage on this Volksgrenadier, and he will fall back as well. But those medics will be very important. We do want to see this one medical squad here. He does activate the distribute medical supplies now. And a mine being laid down there. Very nice. Which of course will install any additional medic upgrades or pyrotechnics.
Infantry squads can have an additional infantryman.
Jaeger Light Infantry does have the ambush camouflage, giving that brief accuracy buff right there. He has no G43, but that range, the G43 would have been a bit more detrimental than actually helpful because it has better accuracy at the longer range. And in fact, it has like 110% accuracy at maximum range. So moving around Jaeger Light Infantry is generally a good idea to maintain that max range. And mine detonation. Well, that's a pretty quick recovery because he's out of combat and to restrain the heavy cover. Intersection here will go ahead and withdraw. It's unlikely he'll get wiped. There's 4 members there, but that's wounded. In fact, not targeting it is actually probably very good because the next engagement will be guaranteed to lose. Ooh. Forgot about the Volksgrenadier, and they get wiped out by the Royal Engineers. Panzer's trying to engage that Universal Carrier, and they're a bit on the wrong side of that rubble. 2 intersections here, both of them in heavy cover, and I think there's like only 1 or 2 windows on the side, so that's a great engagement for all the infantry section. Losing that Volk squad is a minor loss, I will actually say. They're still both relatively equal in infantry squads. 3 Volks, 4 infantry sections, but 1 Jaeger Light Infantry. And we do have 5-man squads now out on the field. Jaeger Light Infantry do get a really good hit there. Oh, I just realized that ambush accuracy makes so it's even higher accuracy, like 50% additional accuracy, making it so at maximum range you have with that G43 rifle 160 if not 170% accuracy. Ooh, that squad will barely manage to escape on out as well. We do got the Storm Pioneers inside this building. He does mainly target the Universal Carrier, trying to hit it with the Panzerschreck. Jaeger Light Infantry not in a good range for the usage of the G43, and the Storm Pioneers are forced on back. He perhaps should have actually delayed to retreat the infantry section so he can cover the fire of the Storm Pioneers, but he doesn't drop a model, so never mind. Sometimes it's a good idea to keep a squad nearby to cover the retreat of a low health squad like that. And this Volksgrenadier is getting ripped apart. A flak half-track out on the field, AEC on the build queue, and for response. And so flak half-track has a lot of good opportunities to defend himself, but he knows against UKF. The AEC is pretty much meta. We will need to see a Mechanorwarfare sooner rather than later, because the Panzerschreck hasn't been doing great versus the Universal Carrier, so the AEC is going to have some... If the trend continues, it's going to have some great time. So, yeah. I would like to see a Mechanorwarfare as his next item. He's approaching enough manpower for it as well. The Universal Carrier does makes itself known, does get some hits there, and AEC is not out, so that was definitely not a bait.
Armored car completed.
AEC is now out, ready to hunt. I wonder if there's any shoe mines. Haven't seen any planted yet. Only that one mine laid down by the UKF player. And AEC does find the flak half track, does get a good hit there, and a lot of machine gun pens as well. Good Faust there to ward away the AEC away from the flak half track. And ooh, Universal Carrier destroyed, abandoned, and quickly gunned down. Looks like the Royal Engineers have been upgraded from Minesweeper, ready to spot any sort of mines. Incendiary Grenade has not been realized, though his models are outside the flame effect, so no longer receiving additional anti-damage over time.
Ready to execute.
Looks like the flak half-track's retreating all the way back at base to be repaired by the Sturm Pioneers, who are also retreating back to base. Over here, we got the Volksgrenadier laying down some sandbags. Volksgrenadiers are behind these sandbags. Tickets are slightly in favor of the UKF player, but only by a small margin.
Tank battery is ready for deployment.
Mechanowerfer's out in the field, exactly I want to see. 6-pounder coming out in the field, very nice. Ready to engage that flak half-track as well. Flak half-track not fully repaired, decided to push on forward, which can be a bit detrimental versus the AEC because the machine guns can do some extra damage and perhaps even the odds so the AEC can only take it out in 2 hits. But perhaps maybe he really wants to push forward into this capture point. Perhaps while the Sturm Pioneers capture the point, he can repair up the flak half-track. Oh, now he knows exactly where the AEC is at and destroys the sandbags there. Flak half-track moving in the center of the map. Mechanowerfer does get a good hit there. A moment of peace has fallen on the field. We've got the intersection here not fully reinforced. Or maybe it just was already wounded? Or already lost a model in previous engagement, because it looks like he has a full health squad with missing members. Granted, he does have a medic squad, so perhaps he did a soft retreat at some point. Jaeger Light Infantry getting some great hits on this squad. This infantry section is going to move straight to that heavy cover, and this one's going to go straight up the center. A lot of models here. The Jaeger Light Infantry needs to fall back sooner rather than later. There's no way he can win that engagement, and he pulls back before dropping any models. 6-pounder does find a good hit there, does pop up some smoke there. There is an MG34 here as well. Volksgrenadier in the center of the map will ward away the AEC because if it gets any closer, Panzerfaust will connect, no problem. Intersection here, getting Forcem back. Maybe wipe a potential. He's chasing him down, and SCG's just popped on that squad as well. No, he does not get the wipe though. AEC is engaging the Volksgrenadiers. And another set of SCGs have been deployed on out. We got this Volk squad force on back. The Mechanowerfer now exposed. He spots the Mechanowerfer getting some damage onto it. It's actually going to be very handy to give the AEC some breathing room. Does drop a model now. I think that's one model maybe in negative cover as well. Oh, that wasn't repaired. 6-pounder finds it and destroys it. That should not have gone down. That was a huge waste. Volksgrenadier here, severely wounded, does drop a model there and does retreat back nice and early. Cromwell on the build kill. And there's no flak HQ on the field. He has plenty of fuel, but no HQ, no Panzer IV. The second Vickenwerfer is going to be very necessary. There is some shoe mines coming on out, which is good to protect the MG34 from flanking as well as vehicle overruns.
MG-34 gun crew ready for action.
It looks like overall the UKF player has gotten a fuel advantage and able to get out the AC. The AC costs us more and costs a bit more teching than the flak half-track. And so the fuel advantage is definitely clear. In fact, deploying out the flak HQ will consume almost all that fuel as well. It looks like the Brit player has gotten 100+ fuel advantage. Said food, oops. I've been playing some Solaris and I can't wait for the new Nemesis expansion pack to come on out. Cromwell is now out on the field, has the tank commander upgraded. Both Vickenwerfers are sitting on up. One was had a great fire and a big miss as well. I was saying the late fire and the miss is important because if he were to hit both hits before the Cromwell can react, the Cromwell could have easily gone down right there. Intersection capturing up this point over here, and this one's heading towards the munitions. Both Vickenwerfers in the area. There's no more heavy cover there. This truck is destroyed thanks to the Vickenwerfer. Sturm Pioneers inside this building. While it does have the Panzerstreck, the fan rolls a miss. MG34 is moved on forward. There is a landmine here by the UKF player. One erroneous shot from the Cromwell could blow up the mine, which could be good and bad at the same time. Good, the fact that it will do some significant damage to the MG34. Bad as in it would be probably a complete whiff of a mine. Don't see any shoe mines up here. MG34 has redeployed. In fact, it's 2 MG34s. 2 Vickenwerfer, 2 MG34, so he does have a lot of good support weapons. Doesn't need to get out. Does not need a lag. Since he's only fighting as a single 6-pounder. He has no vehicles. We do got the HQ now coming on out. That's pretty late, and he has plenty of manpower at the moment. Both Vickenwerfers does roll a fire. One does roll a miss. And rolls another miss there. He's been unlucky with the Vickenwerfer, that's for sure. A mortar pit has been built. Being upgraded to dual mortars now. And that mortar pit does have auto fire range to cover this VP, so it's a great position now protected. MG34 will withdraw. We do have the Jägerline infantry capture the fuel point over here. The wire is not fully formed yet, so it is not trapped there. On the south side, we do have these Vickenwerfer here. One of them severely wounded. Cromwell going to try to come in for a push. And there is a Volks here, but no, it's not damaged enough for our Faust. May see a Faust there, but that would be completely pointless. Second Royal Engineer has been deployed on out. Do have a miss of a mortar there, and a lag is being built. Primarily to counter the mortar pit. He has Overwatch, so he could have gone for the F-18. Does have connection there with the Panzerschreck.
We're losing a capture point.
Cromwell now moving on forward, but will run straight into both. Vickenwerfers both nail head and the Panzerschreck as well. The Panzerschreck won't really change the number of shots till death unless a Panzerfaust or another Panzerschreck shot does connect.
Enemy flanking us!
Let's see now. He does have the Sure Panzergord. It's fully upgraded. Nice mine. I like seeing these back mines. They're great for protection, and that suppression there prevented any sort of incendiary grenade coming down on the mortar pit. What we see? A Jagdpanzer, Panther, or Panzer IV. He has quite a bit of fuel there. He might as well just save up for a Panther, honestly.
Tank ready.
And we've got a priest. Not priest, sexton. We do have the Royal Artillery being selected. He's in a great position, and there's a lot of weapon teams. This sexton could do some great work versus all the support weapons. Looks like this Like has fired a barrage and now receiving a counter barrage. Not the ability counter barrage, but the actual term of counter barrage. Panzer IV is on the build queue. He does have enough fuel, just needs a bit more manpower and could get out a Left 18. Both for Cannon Warfare does score a hit, both of them at Veteran C1 now. Does get another hit there, but unable to kill. Panzerfaust does either cancelled or complete whiff. Sexton, Mortar Pit, decrews while one of those Cannon Warfare, and losing this Cannon Warfare is very important. He's going to force fire it now. Panzerschreck does connect. He's going and does get the kill on the Cannon Warfare. The Volksgrenadier was trying to go for a capture.
Panzer field deployed. Awaiting orders.
Panzer IV now out on the field. Panzer IV, the OKW one, is very resilient. And it looks like that healing bug is overridden because now the medics do exert a healing aura around them. I'm sort of curious if they got that from my mod. I actually incorporated that in my mod, but I was never given any credit for it, so I'm assuming no. Maybe Sneak Eyes is also known for in the modding community as well. Maybe he had something similar, and I'm not aware of it. We've got the infantry section here, engaging the Jaeger Light Infantry at close range. The G43 is not that effective at this range. I think it's pretty much the same as the other regular Kar 98. We've got the Tread Buster, target treads being utilized on the Panzer IV. Jaeger Light Infantry, forgotten about, but does manage to withdraw it in time. Incendiary grenade is thrown, and he was withdraw in time.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Panzer IV now moving forward, doesn't have to worry about any snares, and force back the infantry section. Cromwell does find a good engagement angle. Like has been decrewed. And we do have enough munitions here for a sector assault. We do have the perimeter overwatch being activated now, so units will receive artillery fire from the base sectors as well as off maps for the time being. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure these things fire. Yeah, they still fire. It was the... I thought they removed the base actually. Ooh! That was off map. There goes the... It looks like he may have forced fire to that sandbags with the Panzerschreck.
Where do you want us?
We've got a smoke barrage coming on down from the mortar pit. And the 6-pounder here is severely wounded. Needs to reinforce it next to the base, but even then needs some medics. Because it can easily get into some sort of death loop with how low the health the loader and gunner is. Oh, is he trapped there? Don't think so. Maybe. He's not. Panzer IV now moving into the area. The Volksgrenadier squad has sustained too much fire. And the Panzer IV is receiving a lot of misses right now. Does get a good hit there now. AEC could do another target tread. Cromwell severely wounded, so is not likely to go in anytime soon. And rolls a miss and hits the AEC. Now realizing, wait a second, that's an AEC right there. AEC does receive a pen. Panzerstrike does connect, allowing one shot to death. And there we go, one downed AEC. Obersatzen on the build queue. He lost his Jaeger Light Infantry in one of the engagements. He has a lot. If you were to cancel that, he knows about the Sexton. I would say cancel the Obersatzen, too late for now, and get another Panzer IV. He has a lot of fuel. I would say utilize it. We got the MG34 suppressing the Royal Engineers. Beckenwerfer does get another good hit on the Cromwell. Panzer IV has plenty of health, so it doesn't have to worry about the Beckenwerfer, the 6-pounder, as much. That damage he's sustained is from the AEC, so he still can take 3 hits from the AT gun and Cromwell before he can die. Obersatzen being upgraded to MG34, not a big surprise. Beckenwerfer right here, not camouflaged, however. Whoops. Lag trying to hit that 3-inch mortar team. And it looks like it is the recruit one. Ooh, the Beckenwerfer does go out the wrong way, does receive a hit. 6-pounder does get a good hit on the Panzer IV, forcing it away, but the Mushroom Pioneers are in the area for repairs. The high-yield explosive barrage being called on in from the mortar pit now. MG34 not set on up, receiving quite a bit of fire. He's splitting up his forces, does suppress the one in the center and tracking it, while the one that's flanking is able to, well, flank. Well, it does get suppressed there. A little bit unlucky with the AoE suppression. Unless there's another MG34 I didn't see. Because we know he has 2. Nope, that one's way on the other side. We do got the... Oh, that's dead. Sector Assault is coming on in. Panzerstrike is... Ooh, the Cromwell's still not moving. We got the Concentration Barrage coming on in. Here comes the first air JU-7 loiter, or strafe.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Incendiary Grenade does force back the Royal Engineers, because they were suppressed, and being in fire is not a good combination, even if that squad has a low health. Panther on the build queue, I very much agree with that. He needs something high quality. Beckenwerfer, however, seeing some hits. Oh, I thought the Obersatzen was going to go down as well. That's some pretty accurate barrages. It is from the Sexton.
Emplacement under attack. Base howitzers ready to plaster a target.
The fighting has lowered the enemy down to 200 points.
Ooh, the high explosive barrage coming on in. This MG34 is severely wounded and it's going to get overwhelmed. It's just way too low in health. Does get some suppression there on one squad. And does decruit there. But does get suppressed at the last moment. But he does recover quickly thanks to light cover and being only briefly suppressed. No grenade research. Not like he really needs it. He does recruit the MG34 right in front of him. Cromwell fully healed. Panther now going around with flanks. There is a shoe mine still here. And I wanted to double click that there was another shoe mine somewhere. Panther going in for a crush. Cromwell now responding, but the Cromwell does get a pen there, and the Panther is facing the wrong angle. That's pen there. 6-pounders, 2 6-pounders are out. Both fire, 1 miss, 1 pens. And the Cromwell getting some good pens. The Kenilworth, however, make it the Cromwell. Doesn't appear to be, though.
Send orders! Ready! MG42, ready!
Stone Pioneers trying to repair the Panther, but the Panther is a little bit too far forward. But the infantry section are just going to stay at the edge.
Prepare yourself!
If they would actually push forward, they could actually halt the repair of the Panther. Sexton Barrage is coming on in.
Ready!
Only minor damage on the Panther. Pro engineers laying down a landmine. And we do have the MG34 here, not set up. Perhaps should set up, try to protect this VP. His squad's quite wounded. Needs to be a bet 5 for the passive healing. Ooh, good hit there. MJ34 is still not set on up, and it will automatically set up when targeting the engineer squad. Or not. I could have sworn that guy was going to automatically set up. I guess not.
Send orders!
Infantry assault! Fire shoots!
Combat unit ready.
Minor splash there on the infantry section with a lag. And smoke rounds coming down from the mortar pit.
Completed.
Enemy infantry!
Bundle grenade is thrown. Does get some good splash there. Infantry sections along the edges though, and though Oberstatzen is going to be forcing back, just way outnumbered. The 2 6-pounders are in the area. Panther rolling around. Cromwell could actually just sort of be defensive because the Panther is only good versus the Cromwell, and that's pretty much it. Keep the 6-pounders relatively close to the Cromwell, and you can use the Cromwell as bait. Intersection here will be forcing back. Too much fire. Cromwell does get hit by the Kenilworth, but the Kenilworth does get decrewed by the Sexton. 6-pounder does get a good hit. Nice smoke round, but the Cromwell does in fact go down. Royal Engineers were way too late for throwing out a snare. 1 miss there by the 6-pounder. Should have kept on moving around over there. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's going to lose it. Snare does come on out, but there is some line of sight blocker. 6-pounders do get some hits there. They're going to need a perhaps attack move over here, but Oberstatzen over here on the cutoff, there is a fresh squad of, relatively fresh squad of Oberstatzen, and will ward away the 6-pounders. Now on the right side, we got the other Oberstatzen squad and the Sturm Pioneers moving on forward. And looks like Sturm Pioneers are soaking up most damage, and the Sturm Pioneers should retreat back sooner rather than later in order to get some repairs onto this Panther. 6-pounders now trying to hunt down. May saw some debris explosions. Intersection here to push on forward. Does get the Kenilworth as well. There is a shoe mine here, which could be important. He does spot the Panther and be 2 shots till death. Does roll a bounce and is receiving huge amounts of fire there. And with the combined MGs of everything, he does decrew it. Both these squads are severely wounded. The Doom Pioneer should just actually outright retreat, get some healing reinforced before the Panther gets there and ready to repair.
We're ready for the air. Some buggers trying to poke holes in my tank.
Common Tank trying to hunt down this Panther Tank. Panther Tank is over here. And the Shoe Mine. The Shoe Mine does spot the Obusadotson, but that's a minor. Misses the Shoe Mine. The Cannon Woofer is completely down. Panzer IV is going to intercept the Comet Tank. But the Panther does get spotted, but there's a line of sight blockers here at the Sheer Panzer quarters. And Panzerschreck does hit. Panzer IV will body block. Panther does find an angle to fire. And Panzerschreck does bounce. Panzer IV is 1 shot away from death. Comet 1 shot away from death. And there goes the Panzer IV. Ugh. Ugh. And the Shoe Mine. And destroys the Cannon-Woofer while at it. Ugh. Well, the Panzer IV did save the Panther. If the Panzer IV wasn't there, he was going to lose a Panther anyways, but still, something you just don't want to see.
Standing by. Send orders. Infantry attacking in force.
2 assassins are out in the field. Neither of them have Vet 2 yet. And it looks like this Volksgrenadier squad will be falling back. Does get the cutoff point, but there's nothing to cut off. MG34 is sometimes also hard to remember which MG34 is firing. Apparently, both of them.
Incoming fire! Taking fire! Field promotion!
Finds a landmine. That is a perfect squad to find the landmine. Obusadotson are veteran C2, so they do have all their accuracy bonuses. So they will start shredding squads in open ground. And this Volksgrenadier squad needs to fall back. Does decapture the VP, and the VPs are heavily in favor towards the OKW player. He has enough fuel for another Panther. He's seen the Comet Tank, so getting a second Panther may not be half bad. Because with that, he can quickly try rushing down the 6-pounder, or not 6-pounder, but 17. The 25-pounder in the Sexton. Nailed it. Yeah, he's more likely able to rush down the Sexton. Or he could go for a Left 18, which will help barrage those AT guns. It's been giving him so many issues. As well as the Mortar Pit, which is at Veterancy 3. But I think as all of his Veterancy just increases like health. Do you have a good hit there with the Panzerschreck? Oh, and you have a concentrated barrage coming on the area.
A capture point is being
Oh, did that
overrun.
MG34 to that? Nope, I was thinking that airburst round practice would have got him.
Enemy infantry shooting at us.
Panther does roll a miss there. Comet Tank does receive send a pen to the Panther Tank. We do have the Volksgrenadier unupgraded, interesting enough. And we do have the Sector Assault coming on in. Panther's quite wounded. Comet Tank still has plenty of health, but it will ward it away. It's unlikely the Comet Tank will go down, but I don't think he can reverse move over that. Okay, he can.
Damned enemies trying to take a
But
point
nothing
from us.
spot for it, and I believe he's now outside the radius. Here is the edge of the radius. Does partially cover the mortar pit, but there's nothing to target it with.
Enemy causing enemy are attacking an emplacement.
Hunter, ready to move.
Enemy down to 100 points.
Another Panzer IV on the build queue. He was actually had enough health for a King Tiger if he were to tech up towards it. The problem is was manpower.
A gun crew has been lost.
Plus another high yield explosive barrage onto the leg. The high yield explosive barrage, I know they were trying to rework the mortar pit, but the high yield explosive barrage was just way too much, on my opinion. It has an even better barrage range, and it may shoot slower, but still, bigger impact is always better.
We have lured the enemy to 75 points. Panzer IV deployed. Awaiting orders.
He does have enough fuel for another Panzer IV, but he also could use... If he gets another Panzer IV, then I would also say he needs to get another Sturm Pioneer out, because he needs repairs. He showed that casualty, and he showed the casualty again. Panzer IV now moving forward does not have the MG upgrade as of yet, or upgrading. Destroys his own sandbags. In this intersection, Volkswagen tried to push on forward, but went over negative ground, and that was not super great. Panther receives multiple pens. Obsatsen and Volksgrenadier trying to push in the center of the map.
Prepare yourself.
Multiple, one pen, one bounce onto the Panzer IV, and a great hit there on the Volksgrenadier, severely wounded.
Relay orders.
Panther and Panzer IV pushing on forward. 1 6-pound. No, neither of them are set up.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Sandbags got quickly destroyed right there. And does get a good hit there as well. Oh, right here, looks like we've got the
We're
concentrated.
losing a capture point.
No, that's just early warning, not the concentrated barrage. Early warning, of course, will send flares across the front line. And the early warning does spot the Panther getting a pair of shots off. Nailed one of the Sturm Pioneers.
HMG taking shots at us.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Does fire a white phosphorus round, but completely whiff on the sandbags or the wire. Does actually sort of affect one of the models. Ooh, and ooh. Both of them managed to escape on out. Sexton now coming for a barrage somewhere over here onto this squad.
Motions are here, chaps. Ready. All ships
Ooh, gets a good hit there. And now Sexton's finally at Veterancy 1. Sexton is still not all that great. Honestly, if they would just make Sexton cheaper, maybe a bit more attractive, but right now, it's not really that great.
No need for panic, but we've only got 50 points left.
We got Gammon Bomb. He does dodge it. He was actually confused at first, thinking that was a rubber grenade, but didn't realize it was a Gammon Bomb until a bit later and ran towards him. And that white phosphorus, and try to go for a crush, and does get the full crush off. He was able to scoot his butt and booty blast those Volksgrenadiers into oblivion. And not even to the river.
Flares ready to illuminate the front lines.
all ready to go.
Panzer IV does receive a hit there. It's actually quite wounded as well. War speed has been used and getting body blocked by the MG-34, I believe.
Arm ahead.
Does not get a Faust off. That could have... There goes the Panzer IV. Panther, oh, severely wounded. That's why the Panther didn't respond. Ran straight into the 6-pounders. All the OKW forces are pretty much back at the base, except for one Obstdotson, which is over here. And may find a good angle on these intersection. They're still building sandbags. They're getting ripped apart.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
The Kennewer from the build queue. Personally, I probably would have gone for another Panther or Jagdpanzer. He has a lot of fuel. That was throw a frag. But it was in the middle of all the guys. And he also has an R force to fall back. They didn't throw a frangible smoke, which disabled vehicles. And the Panther actually went in. One of the 6-pounders do get decrewed by the Obstdotson.
A capture point is being overrun.
Ooh. Close to death.
Position taken. Very well, Ben. Got the biggies. Boys, Ricardo's army. Move in.
And tickets for the UKF player is very, very low. 6-pounder does roll a miss. Get a good hit there. A lot of AoE damage to negative ground. So one misstep and that squad is entirely gone. The Comet does go ahead and roll a miss. That could have been worse. Panther, not fully repaired, decided to push on forward, trying to get the VPs. He does have enough munitions now for another sector assault. And there is a bunk trench here now, which looks like it's going to immediately garrison. Sector assault is coming on in. This 6-pounder is still not recruited. And not enough munitions for a grenade into the bunker as well. Sexton maybe in the radius, but looks like he's falling back now. Obstdotson does fall back. The Cannon Wolf will try to push him forward, but was unsuccessful. But this Obstdotson will capture up with this VP. He's going to force fire the destruction of the 6-pounder now. Showing Pioneers, they may throw out a stun grenade, but it's unlikely. And I heard a grenade thrown. It's in a grenade onto the intersection, but they do dodge. They're currently still not fighting. We do have actually a stun grenade onto the popped out intersection. Panther does receive a 6-pounder hit from the other one, and it is only Veteran C2. The other one that was destroyed and decrewed was Veteran C3. Volksgrenadier do receive a smidgen of extra health. Ooh. Those auto attacks are in the right spot and deal some significant damage to that Volksgrenadier. Not Volksgrenadier, but Kennewerfer. I hear the early warning flares have been cast once again.
Our capture point. They're trying to take
Which this guy will maybe spotted by the early warning because this is a frontline sector.
Enemy infantry firing on us. Ready to go.
Does get a good hit there onto the Comet tank, but that Sexton managed to get a good hit on the Panther. Ooh. Oh.
Cromwell gun tank.
Sexton getting some good hits.
Someone doesn't like us.
Huh. Akoromo has been called on the field. No, he could have gone for a centaur, not only for the AA, but also just help a bit more effective infantry in the center of the map. White Phosphorus was pretty successful. Does throw out a bundle grenade before retreating. That mine was spotted, but he has no way to sweep the mine. Throwing incendiary grenades about 50% chance of detonating as well. So he's just going to have to keep on the edges and not detonate it. Or
The front line could be lit up shortly.
detonate it.
AFV ready to go.
The Comet Tank is, of course, a bit wounded without the Kenworth shot.
On the sides. Look out.
Or Cromwell, I should say. And this Volksgrenadier still not retreating. Panzerstrike does connect the Comet Tank, and the intersection is... Not intersection, Volksgrenadier is down. Ooh, friendly fire there. And does activate the sprint ability on the AT gun. Does throw out some smoke to cover the retreat of the 6-pounder as well.
Smokes.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Ooh, good hit there by the Panzer IV. It looks like Obersassen will be capturing this VP now. He has units on every single VP, excluding the one he forced away, in order to deny the capture, because he has not a whole lot of tickets left, and he's just been trying to play the VP game for quite some time, and being quite effective at it, I would say. Look at his resource float, 1,000 manpower, nearly 500 fuel. But he's at pop cap, so that's a great resource float. If he loses his entire army, he can actually rebuild it. The Cannon Warfare does go down. And now the Obersassen are eventually forward, so we can now utilize the suppressive fire ability. Panzer IV moving on in, trying to hit the 6-pounder and the Cromwell. Getting some multiple good hits there. Panzer IV severely wounded. One shot, and nope, it does receive a bounce. Cromwell tank moving on forward, but the Panther may kill it off. No, he does not. Obersassen does roll a miss there. We got the Obersassen able to get some hits on those Royal Engineers. Sexton back here, I'm not sure why. And the OKW player now has 2 VPs counting down tickets against the Brit. The UKF, the OKW player definitely needs another squad of Sturm Pioneers. He needs repairs. He's getting out another Panzer IV. Pretty good idea in my opinion. He just needs more repairs. Concentrated barrage is being called on in. Does stop the booby trap. It looks like he will manage to secure the central VP. Panther does fire a hit, does roll a miss, but receives a pen in return. Kenilworth are captured. That could be very important. Panzer IV not healed up enough in my opinion. He can a third shot will kill it off. It does not have he hasn't overcome that threshold.
Our capture point. They're trying to take
Comtake is now moving forward. Does get a nice rear armor hit there. He can blitz on out there. Does receive a pen there from the Panther tank. Panther could pitch in a shot. Does pitch in a shot. Panther does receive a bounce. Another pen there. Fresh Panzer IV now moving to the center of the map. Trying to hit that Vaquedawarfer, trying to keep out his radius, but does receive a pen there. Receives another pen from the Commandant, and there goes the Panzer IV. Panther moving on forward once again. The captured Vaquedawarfer is falling back. We may see a grenade here, but receiving mortar fire. Panther exposing his rear armor, needs a blitz on out of there. Obersassen will escape. This VP was actually captured by the OKW player. Cromwell emergency war engines trying to hunt down the Panther of Panzer IV. This Panzer IV is right here. He's going to go straight for the Panther. which is receiving minor repairs from the Shroom Pioneer, but they're down the model. But the Panther does have good armor. This could be easy go the way, but he immediately starts off the fight with a pen, and the Cannon Warfare does do a significant amount of damage and receives a pen as well. Go either way. No, it just went one way, period.
Reports coming in suggest the enemy is down to 75
The right
points.
VP is secured up by the OKW player. He needs to push towards the center, throw bundle grenades. He needs to capture this quickly before the tanks come to respawn and help out. Does throw a bundle grenade there. And may get the wipe. Does not. Sexton raining a barrage as well. And this squad is in the lethal zone. Does decapture the central VP. This Open squad comes over to the right side. Is receiving some healing. May want to stay out of combat for a moment, but there's entry section here. The entry section could win on out. Open is now veteran C5. Goes across negative ground, trying to get the point blank. Thought about throwing out a bundle grenade. Throwing out frangible smoke. He does have enough manpower and fuel for another Panzer IV. He is getting out of the Kenwerfer instead.
Sappers, ready for orders. Mines in place. Watch your step, boyo.
These mines are going to be very important, and especially in this late game. Taking out a couple models on Overslaughter squad, he make it so the Royal Engineers can keep that area secure, no problem. He even take the time, like, I have a lot of manpower and fuel. I could build a munitions cache. Honestly, a little bit later than he would probably like.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Intersection trying to go for this VP as well. The OKW player is just not in a great position. Ooh, and that Comet tank getting another good hit. How many infantry kills? 15.
The blasted Jerry's are down to only 50
Stun grenade
points.
was pretty successful. Destroyed the wire, so now you can utilize the sandbags for himself. Does get a decent hit there, but now the Shroom Pioneer squad needs to fall back. Comet tank, the Cannon Warfare in the area. Does roll a miss there, blitzing out. Comet tank in pursuit. I see no shoe mines. His Cannon Warfare is now moving on forward. Does get a pen there.
Our capture point.
He does not need to
Trying
pursue.
take
That's a veteran C3 unit, and you don't want to lose that. Plus, he saw the Shroom Pioneers. They need reinforcements, so the repair times would take quite some. It'll be out of combat for quite some time. And there's a mine detonation killing the two-man squad. And sink air detected. This is Agion saying thank you for watching and signing off.